Yo, I went through just about every post-up I've had from all the games I've recorded this summer, and I'm going to go through them and afterwards talk about kind of my fundamental post philosophy, which is different from a lot of things you guys are going to hear because I am a point guard, so I'm going to do things differently in the post, and I'm going to explain also why I think having a post is a good thing. So this play, I just dive down to the post from the corner, get him on my back, easy position. Guy's a bit shorter than me, although he's strong. I hide either pivot foot, and then I look to the weak side where a guy helps off too far from one pass away into the paint, easy pass. Here I cut from weak side to strong side, get positioned underneath the basket. Something to think about here is since I dive to the basket, I have a 3-second counter on me. Even if it's pickup, I have to respect that, which means it's already 1.5 by the time I get the ball, so I need to turn immediately. Sure enough, dude helps one pass away, splash. Although to be fair, if he doesn't help one pass away here, this is an easy layup. This is just a free layup, right? So yeah, the dive from block to underneath the basket, if they're not expecting you to go to the post, it's a really good way to get deep position. I'm always trying to, I just have basically 1.5 seconds to make a play here, 2 seconds, so got to turn weak side. If that guy didn't help, just a layup. Here we have I pull the ball out, so there's definitely going to be times in the post where as a point guard, I'm just going to pull it out and use my point guard skills. This guy's riding me super hard. I give a pump fake, and he just doesn't bite on it. So I'm going to put the ball on the floor and pull it out and try to get a good shot. I mean, this isn't post, but we have run a nice little pick and roll here. He slips the screen. Guy gives me too much space, and I have an open jump shot. So, yeah, there's definitely times in the post where just turning and facing and then even pulling the ball out is a good way to go, especially if someone's being particularly foully, basically physical. You don't necessarily need to fight down there because as a point guard you have the skill set to just pull it out at any time if you want. So similarly with the same player on me, make the play here. He's riding me and there's I'm basically blind, so I figure might as well pull it out, dump it off, come around the screen. Get fouled here, as you can see what I was saying. This guy's riding me pretty hard. So as for getting position here, I guess I kind of curled to the basket. Usually I would want that pass from the wing, but if they can make it, right, then why not? So an issue here is I'm posted up farther from the basket. Most of these post-ups, you're going to see me posting up next to the baseline, whereas in this post-up, you're going to see me post up closer to the free throw line, which means I'm basically blind to the weak side corner, which means help could come, which is one of the reasons why I pull it out here when nothing immediately shows up. See, that help could come right now. I'm not going to be able to see it, so I figure I'm going to pull out to get vision of the court, because as a point guard in the post, you're not really trying to create a shot for yourself. You're trying to create a shot for the team, minimize turnovers, and a lot of that is all about having complete vision of the floor, which is why you're going to see me generally post up next to the baseline. Here's just a one dribble. I go middle. Guy sticks with me. I pump fake to see if he goes under and I can get an up and under. He doesn't really bite on it, and my guy cuts, although he loses that ball a little bit. Ends up not being a turnover. But yeah, here I have a high post up. I turn middle because this guy is riding me, the secondary help defender. And he has the cut there. Okay, so here we have a low post up. Turn and face, and it's just a turnaround shot. I pretty rarely shoot actually in the post. I'm usually looking to make passes, as I'm going to talk about later on. But he wasn't really seeming ready to defend this. I end up missing in and out, so I'm okay with missing that shot. But yeah, low post here. Let's see what the passing options are. Well, I might as well. I could pass to Gray, or I could get the ball up, because since he's cutting to my side, he's bringing an extra defender. So that was fine. A pass would have been fine too. Here we have turning over the shoulder, seeing who helps under the basket. So here's one of the issues with that I'm going to talk about with posting up close to the baseline, which is the way I like to see it. The advantage is you aren't blind to the weak side opposite baseline help. You can see the full vision of the floor. The drawback is when you go baseline, you don't have any room to work with getting a shot, but that's fine because usually someone helps. So whenever I turn baseline from the post, I'm looking to either pass to the opposite corner or pass to the opposite wing when someone helps. Because as you see, I'm just on the baseline here when I turn, even though I'm not blind. Full vision of the floor, but no room to work with underneath the basket. Someone helps, and pass it to my knockdown shooter. Here we have me masking the pivot foot, turning, doing a face-up. So facing up is a pretty reasonable thing to do when you are too far from the basket to move in one dribble. You're going to see that in the entirety of this. I never take more than one dribble in the post, which means I just want to be closer to the basket. I don't want to fight for position while dribbling because that opens up a whole range of complications of people coming in and help defenders. So if I'm this far from the basket, I usually post up, usually face up, although a spin would give me an opportunity to shoot. But you can see I spin basically to see if he bites on a shot, which would have allowed me to go. And then, pass to the open cutter. Here we have a similar thing. Guy just helps way too far, and it's easy pass. I'm not even looking to shoot here. You can see I'm under the basket, so I don't really have any time to work with. I either have to go up and shoot or pass out, but you can see that blue shorts is guarding blue shorts, and he just helps off way too far. You see that I try to mask the pivot foot, although the guy gets a bit of pressure, so to regain balance, I have to pick it up, which makes me want to pass the ball out now that I've established my pivot foot. It makes it obvious to the defender. Here we have a dive to the basket. I'm outside of the 3 seconds, and I'm actually blind here. This guy in the corner should probably get out of the corner here. You can see that his man helps off, but he doesn't commit fully to the help. So I could pass to the corner right now, but the guy doesn't really, he kind of cuts. I could pass to that guy, but I'm trying to make my guy go away, that guy go away by pass faking so I can just shoot. But when I turn to the corner, someone has helped off way too much, and it's just an easy pass, easy shot. I need to have a lefty pass, and I need to have a righty pivot foot. You need to have both kinds of passes and both kinds of pivot foots here. So what I'm thinking is get the ball. I'm outside of 3 seconds. This guy's helping, but I don't really want to pass to this guy too much. So I just pass fake like 3 times. The guy never even comes to me, so I turn middle. See that someone's helped off. Pass out. Easy shot. Splash. That guy, I didn't consider him a shooter, really. It just wasn't his job, really. Here I fight the guy all the way from the weak side to the strong side to get the ball. You see me do a leg seal while calling the other guy to go through. Pump fake, 1 dribble, pass to my open guy. So, so when I'm fighting him all the way through, when it's time for me to get the ball, I'm going to do something called a leg seal. I also want to get the guy in the strong side corner over to the weak side corner so that I have more room to work with. So I do that leg seal, send him through, and now I'm in good position to get the ball. And I have either pivot foot, shoulder fake to the right, pump fake, turn middle, and 2 defenders actually help off me, so I had 2 passes to open shots. So this is a really fun one. When you save your pivot foot, as you can see I do by jumping before I catch the ball, I can go over either shoulder, which allows you to shoulder fake. This is just vintage Hakeem Olajuwon, basically. So I can shoulder fake is like the post equivalent of the jab step. I turn middle with the pump fake. After I do a shoulder fake, see if he bites. Gives me enough space to take a dribble, and 2 guys help, knockdown shot. Here we have great position. I do an up and under, but since I'm in the baseline, I don't have enough room to get to the basket when the guy bites on this up and under. See, I'm going to turn either pivot foot, put the ball back on the ground, but that's fine because I have guard skills. So that shot is very easy for me as a a point guard, and that's not something that most post players have. So as a guard in the post, I'm advantaged because a hook shot from this distance is very difficult. Put a little off arm with the left arm, you can see here. Step back from 6-8 feet is not very hard. This opened up a whole range of options as that was the first play of the game. As over the next 3 plays, the guy just helps off, one pass away for an easy passes. But it's fine because if this guy does not help off onto me, they know that I'm just going to score almost every time on this guy, so someone has to help. The help should come from the weak side corner, but if they come from the weak side corner, I can actually make that pass because since I'm close to the baseline, I'm not blind. So that's the advantage of working close to the baseline as aside to posting up higher. You have less room to work with yourself, but you have better vision of the floor, and I think the trade-off is worth it. So guy helps off, easy layup, and here we have it again. The guy just helps off, and I don't know why he keeps doing this because it's obvious I'm going to find it. You can see this entire video. I never take more than one dribble in the post, and I very rarely even take one. I usually just pass out immediately because someone almost always double teams. If they don't double team, then I'll slowly score. Generally, but if they do double team, I'm already looking for that. That's my first option. Dude travels here, but whatever. And then same play, the guy helps off and find him. Easy pass. You can see that, I'll talk about positioning a little bit. Various things to talk about, no more video. Okay, so for getting positioned in the post, you saw that leg seal thing I did, but you saw me dive from the opposite corner. Most of them happen after I set a down screen, as you can see, because the guy's not really knowing that I'm fighting for position in the post. He just sees me setting a down screen, and this is a good time to post. Now, in general, when you set a down screen, which is like one of the basic ways to get motion going and the ball swinging in man-to-man offense, what your options are, you can go to the strong side corner for a potential kick out after the guy drives. You can run up and be a roll man, or pick and pop, pick and roll, whatever you want, set a ball screen. You can go to the weak side corner and then hopefully get screened in later or just get out of the way. Alright, narration is acting super funky, so my train of thought got cut off and I have to put video back on, but that's fine. As I was saying, after you set a down screen, getting post position is a great option because you're near the basket, you don't have to fight the guy down there and he was worried about who's going to pop out. You can just turn and seal, get the pass, jump before you get the pass, before you catch it so that you can pivot off either foot. That takes away the pass that takes away your teammate's drive. But taking away your teammate's drive is fine some of the times. It kind of demands the ball in the post. But if you want to get the ball and you want to run the offense that way, it's a pretty reasonable thing to do. In general, I'll say that your size doesn't really matter too much in the post. And about half of these, I'm posting on guys bigger than myself. As one of the smallest players on the team, I'm 6 foot 160, which means I'm a big guy as a human, but I'm pretty small as a basketball player. But it's about relative size and about skill set. If I'm the smallest guy on the court on my team and the smallest guy on the other team is guarding me, he might be smaller than me, and I'm going to be in a position to post up. And even if he's bigger than me, I'm still in a position to post up if I have that skill set to work with as a guard. Some keys here that I talked about in the video. Getting the ball close to the baseline is my preferred as a point guard in the post. A lot of post players will tell you to get the ball farther up so you have room to work with if you spin towards the baseline, but that makes you blind to the defender who would come from the weak side corner. And I don't like to be blind because I'm looking to pass out primarily. So I want to get the ball closer to the baseline, even if it limits my own scoring options, because then there's no real good help options, as it's pretty easy to make a pass to anyone who helps, which is generally someone, right? As for things, let's see what else I had to say. Yeah, so if you're a little guy, I definitely think it's worth it. It's a way to just get the ball in extra spots, and there's going to be times where it's a good play for floor spacing, or it's just the position you should play in a game, even if you're the smallest guy, based on relative size, or if your bigs can stretch the floor shooting or something like that. Let's see what else I have to say. Yeah, okay, other keys. Retaining your pivot foot is really, really important in the post. Hakeem Olajuwon is probably has the best footwork of any post player ever, as you see him train LeBron and Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and so on. And his big thing was hiding your pivot foot the moment before you get the ball so you can turn over either shoulder, which makes it really hard for the defense to decide where to put their weight into your left side or your right side. Doing the same after you pick the ball up so you can turn over either shoulder for a fade. And that's really the way to do it, because the moment you pick up your foot, they know where they can put pressure, and you're not really in a good position to score without putting the ball on the floor. As for putting the ball on the floor, all kinds of things can go wrong if you put the ball on the floor in the post. Someone usually doubles the moment you put up the ball on the floor, or someone can pull the chair on you if you're trying to get good position. So all your position getting should be done before you even get the ball, in my opinion, and try to take no more than one dribble. The dribble is to generally go towards the basket if you're not pulling it out, because it's just a bad idea to try to get position with the ball. Otherwise, just face up generally. And face up is another good option. I don't think I put any clips of me in here facing up, which I should have done. But, if you get... A post is a reasonable way to get the ball farther out from that. And then if you face up, you're in triple threat inside the three-point line, which if you're a guard is really dangerous. That's kind of how Carmelo Anthony generally operates. So, I feel those are the main main ways to play in the post. And again, as a smaller guy, it's definitely worth it. And as a point guard, you're definitely advantaged, because you have the tendency to already be looking for full vision of the floor, which you'll get from the post. You'll be ready to hit whoever helps off of you. And it's just, you get almost more assists playing. You can get more assists playing in the post than any other position, I think, just because, I don't know, just by the nature of it, it's just very easy, I feel. So if you have any questions, get at me. Hope you guys found this useful. I put in just about every post up I could find. I cut out one where I think that I turned the ball over, but I got it in a weird spot to begin with, and I accidentally cut out a couple face-ups, I think. But I included actually every shot and pass in the post that I have had in all my games. As you can see, they resulted in an infinite assists, and I only shot in the post like twice and made one, something like that, which is pretty crazy, but that's how you got to do it as a little point guard. I mean, people just help, man. They can't help it. They love to help off in the post. So, yeah, hit me with questions. Let me know if you watched all the way through. I know it's a bit longer video, but I love the post, and not enough guys get in there,